My bad, was watching my Nancy Grace. Hold on. I'm T-Street Controversy. This is T-Street Controversy Live. Today, I actually had the glorious opportunity to be on a media call with Terence Crawford, Thomas Dulorme, Bob Arum, Fred Sternberg, Dan Rayfield, Michael Woods, and various other different members of the media. And it was for Terence Crawford versus Thomas Dulorme. Right now it's April the 13th, 2015. I am T-Street Controversy. This is T-Street Controversy Live, and I cover every single major fight live, along with RealCombatMedia.com. So, this week is a crazy week. Before I get into the fight, that I'm talking about in this video, I'm going to talk to you about what's going on this week. So, you got tomorrow. Right now it's April the 13th. Tomorrow, you got... Oh, I'm not supposed to... Oh, yeah, okay, I'll tell you. Yeah, it's released already. But basically, you got the closed to the public media workout for Floyd Mayweather. On Wednesday, you got the closed to the public media workout for Manny Pacquiao. On Thursday, press conference for Chavez versus Fonfara. And the final press conference for Matthysse versus Provodnikov and all the fights this week. So this week, you got the Mayweather Pacquiao stuff going on. You got Lucas Matthysse, Ruslan Provodnikov on HBO. You got Terence Crawford versus Thomas Dulorme, WBO Championship at 140 pounds on HBO. You got Chavez Jr versus Fonfara on Showtime. You got on HBO At Last Mayweather versus Pacquiao. Basically, it's the HBO 24/7 somewhat of Mayweather versus Pacquiao on HBO. On Showtime, you got Inside Mayweather versus Pacquiao. Episode 1 is going to be a 4-part thing. You might as well say it's all access, pretty much. Mayweather Pacquiao. And it's just, like I said, that's just the tip of the iceberg, ladies and gentlemen. So this is going to be a very productive week here on T-Street Controversy, T-Street Controversy Live. 22-1 with 14 KOs, 25-0 with 17 KOs. Terence Bud Crawford, Fighter of the Year in 2014. Ray Beltran, very credible opponent who should have been a WBO champion after he broke Ricky Burns' jaw. Yorkis Gamboa, Fight of the Year candidate, where Terence Crawford showed that he's a superstar, quiet man, superstar status, and then you have him going over to Scotland and putting a demolition job on Ricky Burns, sustained 12-round beating. So now he's facing Thomas Dulorme in what I feel personally is that Thomas Dulorme is the more mentally weak of the three. Now, Dan Rayfield of ESPN actually asked a very good question on the media call today, and that question was, since you are not working with Robert Garcia anymore, his last trainer, then who's going to be the voice that you listen to in your corner? And don't you know, this guy's going into the biggest fight of his career with basically realistically no primary trainer, meaning Thomas Dulorme. So looking at that, I'm thinking to myself, who's going to motivate him when Terence Crawford is whooping on him, literally beating him up? Because in my opinion, I have Terence Crawford beating him up and stopping him maybe before the 8th rounds. Maybe it even being stopped on a stool because Terence Crawford is just too big as far as even though he's moving up in weight, he's a strong dude, at that weight. And a lot of people don't remember that he fought above 140 pounds a couple of times, maybe more, in his career. Also, during this media call, it's good to point out that that something was going on, he said, with that last fight. And if you got the chance to check out 2 days, Terence Crawford, he was having some issues, some major issues, it would seem, making that 135 pounds to fight Ray Beltran. And I remember covering that fight, watching a weigh-in, as soon as he got up the scales, he went straight for the fluids. But now he's saying, like if a fight like this was at 135 pounds, he would have an easier, better time making weight, and it wouldn't be as tough on his body. Now, it's crazy because, as I said before, old people. Okay. Here's a example. Today I was at Walgreens, picking up my meds. It's allergy season. I got like really bad chronic asthma. Picking up my meds, and I'm just standing there. It's an older fellow in front of me, and then it's me, and I'm gonna say it's about maybe 4 feet in between him. I'm giving him this space, to take care of his meds. And then I feel like a little bit of wind behind me, and it's this little old lady, and she come around like the back of me, and then come into the front, and then look back at me like that, like give me like this look, like, you know, like she knew I wasn't gonna do nothing and she was right. But what I'm saying is, like, old people, sometimes they do stuff, and a lot of times they abuse their old people rights, is what I posted on Facebook. And when I say about old people rights, it's like, all right, we know you old. We know you can get away with certain stuff because you're old. But I guess what I'm saying is, I'm not saying this in like a disrespectful way. I can tell I annoyed Bob Arum a little bit because I asked him a question that fans wanted to know. And this was on the media call for Terence Crawford versus Thomas Dulorme. And I asked him, I said, can you detail, I forgot what I asked, but basically, long story short, the question was, the paraphrase was, will the winner of this fight be fighting Lucas Matthysse or Ruslan Provodnikov? You know me, I know, doing my research, that when it comes to the WBO, you got Terence Crawford, who leapfrogged. It was Chris Algieri, then Ruslan Provodnikov, Lucas Matthysse, and Thomas Dulorme. So when it comes to those 5 guys right there, you know, one of those guys, you know, should be fighting one of the other guys next. And if you look at it, it's a split venue doubleheader with all 140-pound guys that are all ranked in the top 5 of the WBO. So I'm thinking to myself, it's a regular question. But you know, I'm used to it though. You know, I've been, you know, covering boxing for God knows how long, so I can understand the temperament of Bob Arum. But it's like, yo, I know better. I know that's what it's supposed to be. So, you know, and I know the WBO is likely going to order it anyway, so it's not like I'm just pulling the question out of the hat. But anyway, I'm going to be covering that fight live along with other fights as well that night. All of them, you know, I'm going to be pretty much doing a lot of videos this week. You know, preparing, getting ready, hopefully, you know, for Mayweather Pacquiao. If not, as I said, or I haven't said yet, there are so many fights this summer, especially on the East Coast, that I can get to. I'm going to turn up. T Street Controversy, T Street Controversy Live on RealCombatMedia.com. Please subscribe.